All right, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of Sports Hype. The injury bug's still going around. You got uh Jefferson Jr., he's out, for the Vikings. Then we also got James Conner. He's out for the Cardinals. They're only upside right now. And then you got Achan hurt too for the Dolphins. Man, it's a lot of injuries going around in the NFL. Key players too of that, right? So what's gonna happen with the Vikings, right? What's gonna happen with the Dolphins high punch offense, right? And then what's gonna happen to the Cardinals. Also, we're gonna be talking about the NFL, week 5 recap, right? What happened to the Dolphins, what happened to the Dallas Cowboys down there, and then what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're gonna be talking about all of that and much more coming up.
Yes, sir. Let's start with a Dolphins fan over there. Let's hear your thoughts on that game.
Miami handled business. We came out with the dub, walked away successful, but we looked horrible in that game. Tua played really bad. Um, the defense was a bright spot against an extremely lackluster offense, and they just gotta get back to work now. We got the Panthers coming out, which is another easy game, but unless Tua plays well, I can see it being a trap game for us. So I'm gonna need my guys to step up. Jeff Wilson Jr. comes back though, fresh off IR, which is nice for Miami's running back core with Achan hurt. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I thought it would have been a blowout. I think it should have been a blowout. I mean, it is the Giants. They're lackluster offense. Did score 16 points, but once you guys, the first half, it seemed like you were like easing through the game, but then once the second half happened, you're like, all right, let's play serious, put the game away. But definitely got to play a full 60 minutes of football, just to even against bad teams, because it's bad to get in those bad habits for when you play against good teams like Buffalo, like what happened after the Broncos game.
facts.
Gio, what's your thoughts on the Dolphins?
I really think it was a really poor performance, as Nick knows, from Tua Tagovailoa, right? I really think they're the New York Giants, right? They're one touchdown the entire game, having that pick six, right? It really shows that their offense is nowhere near complete. The Giants' offense, that is, to score a touchdown, that their defense has to go ahead and do it against the star-studded offense and the Miami Dolphins, right? So obviously, Tua Tagovailoa made a couple mistakes, going through the game. Is it because he did think it was the Giants? He didn't really think, that much of it, right? He was just going through the motions. Or then again, did the New York Giants defense step up in a bit? Which obviously, in my opinion, I think the Miami Dolphins played down to their competition this week, right? I don't think the New York Giants really stepped up that much. Yes, they could have, but really the Dolphins played down to their competition this week, and that could be a problem going forward for the Miami Dolphins.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely got to get back to work, like Saya said, and put in a full week of practice and hopefully come out and blow out the Panthers like they should,
'Cause we got Philly after that. That's gonna be a tough one.
That is
for
going to be
sure.
tough.
But moving on to those Pittsburgh Steelers, they did get a win against the Baltimore Ravens. To me personally, that win is solely because of their defense. Although Kenny Pickett did have a big throw to George Pickens for what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown, but the defense really caused that win. So let's hear Gio's thoughts on that game.
Yeah, man, you mentioned it. I really think Kenny Pickett, he shows flashes of greatness, right? He had a 42-yard touchdown with George Pickens this week, right? He had, I think, another 40-yard touchdown the week prior to that, and then the week prior to that against the Browns. So he's showing flashes of greatness throughout his games. I like to see that. The progression is going so slow, though. It really needs to happen much quicker than this if we want any, sort of success, especially with how our defense is playing right now. I like how Obviously, our offense is on the field for a longer duration than these last couple of games, giving our defense some rest, right? And so that they can make these amazing plays down the stretch, like the TJ Watt sack, right? That led into the next possession, which was the fumble, right? And so that was amazing to see that, especially with 40 seconds left in the game, having our defense on the field, having them, have a complete, set of downs, right? Until the Baltimore Ravens fully turned it over. One thing though, the Pittsburgh Steelers make a lot of mistakes, right? As we saw, I think it was 4 minutes left in the game. Our defense made an amazing stop right before when the Ravens had the ball with 4 minutes left. They could have went down easily and scored a touchdown. We held them, to 4 downs. They punted off. Our punt returner drops the ball, fumbles the ball. They have it on their 10. The next thing, the Pittsburgh Steelers go back on the field, back-to-back possessions, right? They didn't even get a 10-second rest. They go back on the field. They go heading out, and then the Ravens only get 3 points on the field on the scoreboard instead of 7. So credit our defense a lot, like you said. They ended up winning us that game. And yes, Kenny Pickett did show signs of greatness. But is it him or Matt Canada? That question is still need to be seen, right? Because I think there are some plays in there that Kenny's just not looking at. And then obviously Matt Canada's got to get George Pickens wide open, and they're not looking towards him as much as they should be.
Yeah, it was a good game to watch. Steelers and Ravens were very competitive. Um, y'all got the job done, so that's good. Ravens choked it.
I wouldn't say a choke. It was not a choke.
It was more the defense getting stops.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Ravens defense got stops, and the Ravens offense got shut down. Choked it.
For sure.
Um,
It wasn't like Lamar threw like 3 interceptions to choke out the game, right?
he's
Like,
not Josh Allen, don't worry.
yeah, he's not Josh Allen. He's Lamar Jackson. He'll do that in the postseason. What I'm saying is our defense, it's all credit to the defense. There's no choke job. There was no choke job.
Okay. Jake, what you think?
I don't think it was a choke. I really do believe that the Steelers defense won them that game.
Like you said, it was a hard fought defense against defense, right? It was 10-3, I think, for the majority of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes, what was it, 14-10?
14-10, yeah.
Is that right? Something like that?
I believe so. Because you ended with 17.
Right. So yeah, I think 14-10. We go ahead, obviously we did get that safety to make it 5-10, right? Get a field goal, 8-10, then get a touchdown, right? Try to go for 2, which I didn't. I thought that was ridiculous at that point. Try to go for 2, miss it, right? So we're still up 14-10, then hit a field goal, go up 17-10. So I really think it was just a hard fought game. Defense won out, and the better defense did win out that time.
Saya?
Where's the choke? I'm just curious. Where do you think there was a choke in this game?
The wide receivers choked that game, without a doubt.
Okay,
Zay Flowers.
No, there was 3 drop touchdown passes. Mark Andrews.
Yep.
Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar.
Other than those, the Steelers had a good game.
I agree. Other than the fact that we did have hands on them, they heard footsteps, right? Like, credit our defense for that. Our secondary was phenomenal. They really made a 180 this week, because I really thought they were going to come in and blow us out because our secondary sucks. And as you just mentioned, Bateman, Andrews, right? Even Zay Flowers, all these guys are great receivers, great, they got great hands. They really should have, put a lot of points on us, and they didn't.
Yeah, shout out to the Steelers for winning. Top of the divvy. Looking good. Uh, Hopefully we play them in the first round of the playoffs. Or the second
I
round
hope that.
after our
I
bye.
really do.
But to go back to Kenny Pickett, I do believe he is showing signs, like you said, but it has to be for a full game. It can't be just in the fourth quarter like this game was. He really didn't get any points on the board except for that game-winning touchdown. So he definitely needs to play a full game if you guys want to continue to win and beat teams in your division like you have so far.
For sure. And if you really think, Nick, you want to see us in the first round, I'd like to see that matchup happen because I really believe we got a better defense than the Bills. Look what that Bills defense did to your offense.
Y'all just have to make it to the second round because we'll have the first round bye.
All right, cool. I'd like to see that. We will be top of our division, right? We're gonna have to play that wild card game, right, against. I would say I do think the Bengals are gonna make a comeback.
Yes.
I think it's gonna have to be Steelers, Bengals, then Steelers, Dolphins, and then anything can happen after that.
He's always open. Just remember that.
Who's always open?
He is.
Well, it's not Jalen Waddle because I got nothing on my fantasy board from him.
Number 2 on the Bengals is always open.
Always
Yeah,
open.
he says that. He says, all I got to do is, heave it down there and he's always open. If that's the case, why are you guys 2-3?
Because Joe Burrow wasn't getting him the ball. It's no
But if he's
coincidence
always open, just chuck it down there.
Bro, you can't lie. You cannot lie. He said that in the post game interview last week,
Right.
and then he popped
That's what I'm
15
saying, bro.
catches.
Joe Burrow's like, all right, you're always open. All right, I'll get you the ball. Joe Burrow wasn't doing that the first 4 weeks.
Because I don't think he was open. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback.
No, he was open. Joe Burrow just wasn't playing at a high level.
We'll see. We'll see moving
Joe
forward.
Burrow's not on to his level.
Okay. I mean, Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in the league right now.
Who?
Your boy Brock Purdy?
After last week's performance, I'll give him number 1. Tua is number 2 right now, though.
Tell me who's ahead of him in the MVP conversation.
Ahead of Tua?
No, Brock. Ahead of Brock Purdy.
Tua Tagovailoa.
How?
Huh?
How can you when Brock Purdy's 5-0, right? Doing the things he's doing, and you guys lost to the Bills?
Tua Tagovailoa is first in passing yards. Second,
Yep, he sure is.
or he might be third in passing touchdowns. He's top 3 in QBR. Also 4-1. And he's that guy.
He's that guy.
He's got that it factor about him.
Well, just letting you know, Brock Purdy is number 1 in QBR. He is second in pass attempts, right? Let's see here. Nah, that's all I can see right now. But yeah, he is top QBR, so usually that means that you're gonna win the MVP. Because as we saw before that, Tom Brady had the top QBR, and then Aaron Rodgers before that had top QBR 2 times in a row. So,
Amen. Tua Tagovailoa. When you think about a player who leads an offense, you gotta think about Tua Tagovailoa.
that leads an offense.
Yep.
Let me. If I think about the Dolphins' offense, I'm not thinking of Tua Tagovailoa first. Do you know who I'm thinking of?
A-Chain.
Number
A-Chain.
10. Number 10.
I'm thinking of number 10, the Cheetah. The
Jalen Waddle.
Lion.
No, not Jalen. Number 10.
Raheem Mostert.
Number
I'm
10.
thinking of Tyreek Hill, dog.
Oh, Javon Holland leading the defense.
You know,
Jalen Phillips
you're
leading the
naming
defense.
everybody that's not number 10, and I question if you're, I understand back in the day when, Marino was playing, you might have been a fan back then, but are you a fan of them now?
Listen, we could see best player in the entire world right now, without a doubt.
Who's the best?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, for sure. Other
And
than I
then
would say Patrick Mahomes, but
reach better.
when you have no receivers, how can you still end up winning games like Patrick has been doing?
How can you say Tyreek is better when Tyreek left and Mahomes is still doing what he was doing with Tyreek?
Tyreek's doing better without Patty.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe you are saying.
I promise you he's not.
The crazy thing is, I don't know if it's Tyreek being better without Patty because Patty was so bad, or if he's just playing with a better quarterback now because Tua is a better quarterback.
Oh my God.
Hey,
You
Jay.
say Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league when Tua is right there.
Moving on.
Oh, to a more negative topic. Oh, let me
I
contain
don't even
Oh,
know
myself.
if I
no,
put
this is a fun one for
on.
me. I'm sorry. This is a fun one for me.
Yeah, it's fun for you guys. Let me just contain myself. I gotta make sure I don't let some bad words slip. There might be some kids watching this. I gotta get in the right frame of mind to criticize my Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, bro, I can't
Well,
wait to talk about this game.
let me preface before saying that they played against the best team in football right now. It's not
No
like they
excuse,
lost to the
but
Giants
yes.
like this, right? It's not like they lost to the Cardinals like this, although they did lose to the Cardinals. They lost 42-10 against the San Francisco 49ers, who arguably has the most complete offense and one of the top two defenses in the league right now. So just saying that before you go ahead and getting so upset about it, just know that they did lose to the best team in football.
I do understand that, and it's still no excuse because based off what we've said in the offseason, we were top 3 contender, we were going to go to the Super Bowl, we're ready to make the next step. What I saw Sunday night showed nothing of that. It showed me previous histories of Dallas Cowboys teams, which is that they will have a great regular season, but then, disappear when the lights get bright. And that's going to continue to happen until Dak Prescott finds a way to show up against top teams. As you guys know, I have been a defender of Dak Prescott. After Sunday night, I am done defending him. He is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We're not going to win a Super Bowl with him. Something needs to change. It's either coaching or quarterback because Mike McCarthy got out coached by Kyle Shanahan by a long shot, shown by the score. That defense looked absolutely terrible. Micah Parsons disappeared. The entire secondary didn't look like they wanted to play football. They were just letting George Kittle run all over them. Brandon Ayuk did his thing. Debo did his thing. The only person we contained well was CMC. That's it. That's the only bright spot that came from this game. And we have a lot of work to do before this Chargers game because the Chargers will be no cakewalk. Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback. He can throw all over us just like Brock Purdy did. And the secondary needs to shore up their holes even without Trayvon Diggs. And Deron Bland needs to step up in order for us to bounce back on Monday night.
Valid. What's crazy is, I think last week we had a conversation about what the Cowboys had to do in this game to win.
Which was shut down CMC, and it didn't happen. And it happened, and we still got blown out.
I'm not even talking about that. You feel me? I'm pretty sure there was one person on this podcast. I don't know who it was, but they said you had to watch out for a certain person on that San Fran offense. And if I'm not mistaken, you said you would let him run all over y'all. You would let him beat y'all, right?
I did. I will admit it. I did.
That same man wore the Cowboys t-shirt that he wore. And I think it's because he watched this and heard me talking about it.
No, I think it's just because he hates Dallas. But yeah, keep going.
That boy George Kittle cooked.
Mm-hmm.
He only had 3 catches, which is kind of disappointing to me. But all 3 of them were tutties. So my boy cooked.
He absolutely did. Which goes back to the defense, which is just going to get worse now because Leighton Vander Esch got a neck injury. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. They're saying Micah Parsons might go back to linebacker. I personally don't like that move. Who's going to get pressure on the quarterback? Micah is our top pass rusher. He needs to be on the D line. We need to go out and find a linebacker to replace Vander Esch for these next 4 to 6 weeks.
I'd agree. But yeah, Gia, what you thinking, bro?
All I know is we were right. George Kittle, you said that you wanted George Kittle to beat you guys, and that's exactly what he did.
I'm living with that because I'd live with him beating us. I'm living with him beating us over Debo and CMC. Yes.
Why are you good with the second best tight end beating you guys?
Whoa.
He's the second best.
The best tight end in the league.
He's the second best tight end in the league right now.
Travis Kelce is the best.
Travis Kelce is the best blocking. He is the best blocking tight end, but he is not the best overall tight end.
Hold on, say it before Sunday. Before Sunday, what good game did he have? Be for real.
Bro, he's always been good.
He's always
receiving line wise. What good game?
All of it.
No, before Sunday, he did not have any good games. Receiving line.
Can you line up 6 plays of Travis Kelce having nice blocks all season for the Kansas City Chiefs?
That doesn't matter. He still impacts the
game. I can line up about 45 of George Kittle blocking really nice on that line.
Travis Kelce's better, but moving on. Keep going, Gio.
No way, bro. The margin of blocking, like skill between the two, Kittle has that margin over Travis Kelce receiving the ball over Kittle.
Travis Kelce's better, but keep going.
And if you let Andy Reid coach the Niners, George Kittle's blowing Travis Kelce out the water receiving the ball too.
No, it's the only reason why Travis Kelce is doing the way he thinks he's doing is because he is the number one receiver. It is because of the relationship him and Patrick Mahomes have, right? It is that exact Tom Brady-esque and Gronkowski relationship where that is the first option, that is the last option that Patrick will look at, right? So for Brock Purdy, it's more, let's just give him to CMC. Let's give it to, Ayuk, right? He's looking at Ayuk a lot more than what Garoppolo was doing. So Ayuk is cooking right now. He's looking at Ayuk. He's looking at CMC. He's looking at, Debo before he's looking at George Kittle. Whereas before it was more of I would say a Debo and George Kittle duo when Garoppolo had the ball.
Well, go ahead.
It's not Kittle's fault. He's got the best quarterback in the league throwing the ball to multiple skilled guys.
It's not his fault. But then again, George Kittle is a great player still, right? And he showed you that this last weekend. George Kittle can come out whenever he needs to, right? Whenever the offense allows him to do the things he needs to do, and Brock Purdy looks at it. He distributes that ball perfectly, right? He's not looking at just one guy. He's looking at everybody. And that's why this offense is so complete, is because you don't know who Brock Purdy is going to throw it to. Any one of these guys is going to be open, and any one of these guys can go ahead and score that touchdown, right? So that's why George Kittle, as you thought, Jake, let's have George Kittle beat us. Well, that's exactly what happened. And and it doesn't matter who's going to beat you, they're all top guys, right?
Right, and that's why it's no knock to George Kittle. He's a great player, as we've noted. It's just a credit to the 49ers and the weapons they have. I think any NFL team will be okay with George Kittle getting the ball more than Debo Samuel and CMC.
But no one should be okay with that. No one should be okay with having George Kittle have the ball because they are such top guys. If you really want to be okay with it, win the game. That's what I'm okay with. A loss is a loss. You're not okay with a loss no matter what. No matter who beats you. If it's Brock Purdy, CMC, Debo, Ayuk, or George Kittle, right? A loss is a loss. So no one's okay with it. It's the fact that George Kittle showed you, I'm still here. What are y'all going to do about me? When that happens, CMC gets open. When that happens, you got Ayuk going. When that happens, you got Debo. It's a complete offense. That's why they're probably going to win the Super Bowl this year, because who really can stop them defensively?
The only team in the NFC that I think has a chance after seeing Sunday night is the Philadelphia Eagles. But even then, their secondary is way too bad to contain all those weapons.
Right. As you just said, right, the Eagles, they took a step back defensively. Watch their previous couple of games. They're not doing the things they were doing last year defensively, right?
The only thing that they'll do better than the Cowboys did is get pressure on the quarterback, and maybe that'll affect Brock. I don't know.
And I do agree with that statement, but also I saw Nick over there, and I want to give him his just dues, right? His justice, and saying, yes, the Miami Dolphins have the best explosive offense, but the 49ers offense is more consistent.
And
Whoa.
hold on. You've never seen a defense like the 49ers yet. That offense has not seen a defense like that yet. I promise you.
Who, Miami's?
Yes.
Bro, we not worried about that.
What
That's
what
the
do you mean
best
you're not
defense in
worried
the
about?
league. What do you mean you're not worried about that?
We
Your
cooking
O-line's
them.
going to block Nick
Cooking.
Bosa? I don't think so.
We cooking them.
I don't think so.
100%. If you guys are, let's face the facts. My defense, this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, I would say is top 3 after
100%.
last week. What they showed me, they're top 3. They're nowhere near complete as the 49ers defense. That secondary is complete. That defensive line is complete. You're not beating the 49ers defense. And then your defense has to go through that offense, and I think that offense can beat your guys' defense.
The only way I can see the Dolphins beating the 49ers is if the 49ers secondary has a awful game where Tyreek runs wild against them. That's the only way.
You're wild. Because
Bro, I promise you, Tua will throw 2 or more picks that game. I promise.
Is Teron Armstead playing? If he plays, Tua's perfect with him playing at our left tackle.
He'll still throw interceptions, I promise.
When Teron Armstead plays, we score 70.
Yeah, against the worst defense in the league, okay.
Well, one of the worst defenses ever in the NFL recorded.
Y'all only saying that because our offense is so phenomenal.
No, we were saying that.
No. It is.
We were saying that.
It is fact checked that this is one of the worst defenses ever in the NFL history.
And if you guys couldn't put up that many points against the Bills, what makes you think you're doing against the 49ers?
We had a rough game against Buffalo. It happens.
It's going to be even rougher against the 49ers.
So, again, what makes you think it's going to be so much easier against the 49ers defense, which is better than the Bills?
Like 10 times better.
We had an off day. Tua's not going to have another off day like that.
I promise you he will. He'll throw 2 or more picks.
Against the Niners?
2 or more.
What happens when Brock Purdy throws 4 picks against our defense?
He is not throwing 4 picks against that defense.
Bro, you're bugging.
If Josh Allen puts up 48 points with the less weapons than Brock, how's he going to throw 4 picks?
How does Josh Allen have less weapons than Brock Purdy?
Okay, we just mentioned
he has Diggs.
Ayuk.
He has Diggs. Okay, he has Diggs.
Yeah.
All right, Debo, Ayuk, CMC, Kittle.
No, let's go player for player. You feel me? So you want to say Debo? Stephon Diggs is better.
Okay, that's one. That's
Fine.
the only player better.
The best player in the best wide receiver in the league besides Tyreek and Justin Jefferson.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Gabe Davis is another
and Cooper Kupp's
decent wide receiver. He's about the same as Ayuk.
I'd say Ayuk's better.
They're about the same, I would say.
Running back is where it gets uneven.
Running back, San Fran's got that by far. Easily.
Same with tight end, though. You going to put Kincaid in the conversation with Kittle?
No, he's not. No, he's not. Especially after he just defended Kittle like that.
Come on now.
Especially after he
just
defended
you can't do
and
that.
saying how he's the best. No way is he put no. But the thing is, Nick, that yes, the Dolphins can have an off day against the Bills, right? Even if you show up against the 49ers, you can still lose. Even if you have the best game of your life, you can still lose against that 49ers team.
Can still lose is factual. Will we lose? No.
Well, that is.
We'll see that
false.
when
that is false.
We'll see that.
I'm psychic, bro. I got 2 triangles in my palms. I'm a psychic.
Oh, that's why you're 0 for 2 the past 2 years. That makes sense.
What you mean?
I mean, Chargers and
have
Arizona Cardinals.
We have the receipts.
That one down.
Fans, if you really want to see Nick Saya's predictions, just go in the archives of these videos and you'll see his predictions.
Every NFL prediction video, you will see at the end of it, Nick Saya, go ahead and put either the Dolphins and somebody or the Chargers and Arizona.
And then when we do the NBA, it's even worse. Miami's going all the way every time.
Miami went to the finals last year.
They sure
didn't win.
I mean, he was pretty close. Let's be honest, he was pretty close. I don't know if he had Denver. I think he had OKC or someone, but he was pretty close.
He had OKC.
Okay,
But
he's about to make it this year. Trust.
nope.
Like I'm
But
Lamar.
hey, if you guys want to stay tuned for that NBA episode, that's coming in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that NBA episode when we do our predictions. But going back to football, though, no one's beating that 49ers team as of right now.
No,
Miami is.
No, they're not. No one is right now.
Miami whooping them.
As of
No.
right now, the way they look, no
50
one's beating.
plus.
Yep, I agree. No one's going to beat them
Someone
the
has
way
to
they
step
played.
up.
Yep.
They just lucky Miami don't play them in the regular season.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think you guys are lucky because you guys would have to, if you guys wanted that bye round, you're glad you're not playing them.
If you guys played them the first 5 weeks, you'd be 4-2 or 3-2.
Yeah,
We'd be
like
convincingly-
me, like the Steelers.
Like the Cowboys. Yeah, you'd be 3-2, I promise.
Listen, Miami will be the one.
So, Saya did get cliffhanger, but apparently a short-term memory. So I guess the new nickname is a short-term Saya. We're gonna move on though, since he can't remember what he was talking about, to the most surprising game. We'll start with George over there. What's your favorite surprising game of this past week?
Yeah, there could be a couple like every other week. First, you got to go ahead and put possibly, I would say the Vikings Chiefs. That was a surprising game. Can't believe it was that close, right? Got to put in there possibly, obviously Ravens Steelers. That was a surprising game. Then you have the Bears and Commanders. And for me, the most surprising game wasn't any of those I just mentioned. And that was on purpose. Because the most surprising game was second home field advantage in London at 9:30 in the morning. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne got it done in London against Bills Mafia, the Buffalo Bills. Diggs was supposed to go ahead and be a star in that game. And they lose 25-20. That was the most surprising game to me. I thought the Bills was going to go in there and smack, the Jaguars, but the Jags showed up. That's their second home away from home, right? So congratulations to the Jaguars. Congratulations to Travis Etienne on his big game, right? And then also congratulations to Trevor Lawrence.
The only I would say that was like unexpected, but I knew the Bills were going to lose that one.
Of course he did.
Just like another hot take. I know I didn't say the Bills were going to lose that game here on record, but I did think that. Just like I believe they will lose to New York.
Every game, right?
Not every game, but Josh Allen's got the IQ of a lemon. I've been quoted saying that a couple of times.
What did you just say? You said an IQ of 11?
Yeah, he knows how to keep himself alive, but that's about it.
Okay.
He's a terrible quarterback, terrible team.
Mm-hmm.
He has no business trying to keep up with the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
He got lucky against Miami. Otherwise, it is what it is.
All right, what's your most surprising game though?
Month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Vikings, Chiefs.
Okay. What? How come?
It's not the fact that it was close or competitive or any of that. It was the fact that the Chiefs won. I don't believe the Chiefs are a good team. I believe this is the second game in a row they got saved by the refs on the low. This 4-1 Chiefs team that's quote unquote taking the league right now in the AFC could very easily be 2-3 at the moment. If they're 3-2. No, 2-3. 2-3. Because they should have lost to the Jets. As much as I hate the Jets, they should have. And then they should have lost to the Vikings as well.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Any other player, if they take their helmet off, it's an automatic flag. But we visibly saw the ref telling him to put his helmet back on. And let's be real, that was pass interference. He did put his hands on him before the ball came to him, and they picked up that flag as well.
It's crazy. Taylor Swift comes into the stands, and all of a sudden, the rules
Well,
crazy.
That's the crazy thing, though. She wasn't even there, bro.
Yeah, but she's backing them, so she's bringing like all this social media clout, all these new viewers to the Chiefs and football in general.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll see what happens tonight.
Better lose.
But my most surprising game was actually the Steelers Ravens game. Um, I didn't believe the Steelers were going to win the game. I thought they would put up a fight, but I didn't think they would win it. I thought the Ravens would win that game solely because of how bad the Steelers secondary was prior to last week. But as we stated in the pod earlier in the podcast, the Steelers defense made their changes that were needed, and they got the job done. And credit to them.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
That was the most shocking game to you this week?
Yeah, I didn't think you guys had a shot. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow. Just because I didn't pick your Cowboys to beat the best team in the league means you have to think that's the most shocking game?
I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
Gio.
it was up there. Let me be honest. Yeah. I really thought with our offense has been playing with our defense a little shaky at the beginning, right? That their star-studded offense, the way they've been playing, they were going to go ahead and cruise offensively. Defensively, it was going to be, we'll see what happens, right? If George gets open, is Kenny going to throw it to him? Whatever happens offensively, defensively for the Ravens and vice versa for the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? But yeah, it was shocking to see our secondary. That's what really stepped up was our secondary. And then again, that was shocking. So yes, that could have been the most shocking game. So kudos to you in picking that. I have no idea why, over there picks the Chiefs because when you got Patrick Mahomes, your
Okay,
homie, my homie, when you got Patrick Mahomes,
but it wasn't because
anything possible.
it wasn't because of how they played though. It was because of how they won the game.
I completely understand when you see T.J. Watt go ahead and take off his helmet after the sack, right? They penalized him. So when you full on take off your helmet, right, and the way he did, 100%, there's a flag. There wasn't a flag thrown. That was ridiculous, right? We saw that, we saw one get a flag earlier in the day and then one later on. So when that happens, you can look back at that and say, yes, that was terrible. But when you have Patrick Mahomes, anything is possible.
When you got the refs wearing the Chiefs gear underneath their unis.
But they don't though. Everyone's saying how the refs are helping the Chiefs.
Okay,
throughout the entire time of Patrick Mahomes' career.
Hold on. You don't think that the Jets was a penalty, and you don't think the Vikings was a penalty? The pass interferences. You don't think
you're talking about the pass interference when in the end zone for the Jets?
Yeah. That
was pass interference, yes. I do agree.
And the one in the end zone against the Vikings.
Yeah, but yes, I understand that aspect of it, right? Where you have two bad calls, but there's bad calls made every time.
Yeah, but the thing is they called it and they took it back. That's the problem that I have with it personally.
And you're saying it's because the Chiefs when in reality, there's a lot of bad calls being called throughout the games, at the end of the games anyways. When you look at, the Steelers games, some of them were bad calls. When you look at, some Dolphins games, right? There could be bad calls. I'm just saying, when you look at the Chiefs, yes, there's bad calls and they're favoring the Chiefs, but these are two calls right now. It's not like every game.
Yeah, but they're two calls that
win or lose kind of call.
They were win or lose kind of call though. They are win or lose.
These last two games. That's it. 2 times, 2 occurrences.
Right, because they don't want to see the Chiefs lose.
If they called it right, then those are 2 losses for the Chiefs.
Do you think those are 2 losses if there's still time on the clock?
Listen. This is what is happening. This is like this is what I see happening.
Okay.
Every time. After a Chiefs game, Mahomes is back there in the locker room chilling, cooling. He's changing, right?
Yeah. You just gotta say it. Just say it.
He's in there changing. You feel me? Mm-hmm. The refs walk into the locker room. What do you think they do?
Nope.
They get on their.
Nope. And you know what happens? If there's 30, 40 seconds left on that clock, Patrick Mahomes can run down the field and score a touchdown at any point in time. any point in time, Patrick Mahomes can score a touchdown if there's at least 30 plus seconds left on the clock.
But
The
the way
refs
he was
probably did
playing,
tell Patrick Mahomes he can touch down anytime.
the way the way that he was playing against that Jets defense, he wouldn't have. And same goes for the Vikings game.
I think you can say that, but at the same time, when he played against the Bills in the playoffs, it was hard for him to score as well, and he still went down and scored when he needed to. Right? There is a between a need and a must, right? And I think for him to win a game, and there's still time on the clock, Patrick Mahomes will get it done. It doesn't matter if there's risks or not. He's getting the game.
That was a phenomenal drive with 13 seconds left. Yes. But come on, it's Buffalo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Buffalo has a tendency to choke in the playoffs.
They sure do. But at the same time, you got to give credit to Patrick Mahomes. I think if there's any time left on the clock, Patrick Mahomes can go ahead and score a touchdown when needed.
Okay, that's fair. But we won't know if that would have been the case because the refs gave him the game both times.
They don't got no Tyreek Hill no more either.
You are right. You are right about that. But he does have the best tight end in the football league, right?
Okay, but let's just put it this way: we'll never know because they keep giving him the game. That's all I'm saying. That they just need to stop giving him the game, and if he still wins, credit to him. But the refs need to stop favoring them.
But I don't like how people are saying Kansas City gets bailed out, right? Because if there's still time on the clock, I think anything can happen.
That's true, but they have been bailed out the past 2 weeks. They have been bailed out the past 2 weeks, and we won't know what would have happened if they weren't.
Right, but now I don't want to see refs, since this has been a topic of conversation. I don't want to see good calls getting taken away from the Chiefs either. I just want a fair, clean game. That's it.
That's all we're asking. But they're not giving us a fair game. They're giving it to the Chiefs.
Right. I hate that because then they're gonna say, Patrick Mahomes only winning because of this, right? Because of the refs. I just want to see Patrick Mahomes win because of Patrick Mahomes and his greatness. I don't want that to be tampered with anyway.
Facts. I'm not saying he's not a top 3 quarterback behind Tua and Brock Purdy.
I mean, he is the best quarterback.
What I'm saying is
top 1. Okay, keep going.
You said what?
Top 1.
He is the top
keep going.
I'm about to move in the top 10.
Top 1. Keep going.
What are you trying to threaten us by moving him down?
Oh my God, we're so scared. Any NFL fan knows that he's the best quarterback, but keep going.
You just like, I might have to move him down to top 10, not top 3, top 10. Dude, Patrick Mahomes is in his own league. What are you talking about?
He's not in front of Tua or Brock Purdy.
Yes, he is, but keep going. Keep going. Yes, he is. He is.
Come on.
He is.
Yo, you put Brock Purdy on the Kansas City Chiefs, I guarantee you he's going to be moved quicker than Baker Mayfield did after Los Angeles to Tampa Bay.
Amen. Mahomes is good.
Hey man, no, tell me when Tua makes a throw, a sidearm when falling to the ground and completes it.
On your back.
Tell me when he does that.
Amen. Tua's just so good. He doesn't have to do that.
Okay.
He doesn't have.
But keep going.
He throw a 60-yard TD on his back foot
with ease.
Tripping, but keep going.
Tua Tagovailoa is like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna, yeah.
All right, moving on to what you were saying about the refs.
Yeah, like if the refs just like gave an opportunity for the game to finish, then I would not have it. Like if Chiefs won after those, it was surprising that they won. But it's the fact that they made the calls and then decided the game without letting it play out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I still think the Chiefs would have won just because it is the Chiefs and they will find a way to win. But it's just annoying to me how the refs continue to give them the benefit of the doubt in order to give them the free win.
They look like Taylor Swift, Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? Only the Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of wild. I never seen
moving on to the injury bug going around the league. We'll start with Devon Achane since we got a Dolphins fan here. What's your thoughts on that injury and what it means for your team?
It's rough. Leading the league in yards per carry. An explosive player every time he touches the ball has an opportunity to break it out for a big run or a touchdown anytime he touches the ball. So it's tough losing him. But luckily we do get Jeff Wilson Jr. back. He's also speedy, not as fast, but he's also a speedy, skilled running back. So we still got that 1-2 punch. And I just hope he gets healthy and he still has that same like momentum that he had before the injury.
Yeah, I agree. When I saw the injury, I wasn't worried for the Dolphins because they still have Raheem Mostert, who was 1A, and he's still healthy. As long as he stays healthy until Achane gets back, you guys should be fine. And like you said, Jeff Wilson coming back, he is not a bad back at all. He's very underrated in my opinion, and he will give you guys a lot of production. Not what Achane gave you, but it will be similar to what he gave you.
But yeah, the injury bug hit.
What do you got to say about it, Gio?
Yeah, this is terrible, terrible news, right? We just heard about this kid, great rookie, supposedly on track to break a lot of rookie numbers, right? Rushing. So sucks to see that he's going to be out for the next 4 weeks. Like Nick said, hopefully he comes back ready, ready just like before. And hopefully he can still be on pace to break some rookie records. But as of right now, those records have, stopped. And, hopefully he can just come back healthy and still provide for the Miami Dolphins.
For sure. Sticking to the topic of running backs, another running back that got hurt was James Conner. He is also on IR. I believe he hurt his knee as well, if I'm not mistaken. But that is the Cardinals' best player, and they are already struggling, obviously, without Kyler Murray, and now they're without their running back. So what's your guys' thoughts on that and what it does for the Cardinals?
Colin Dobbs. Honestly, trade like no, I'm not gonna like that. I'm not gonna like that. I think Dobbs can still get it done. You still got Marquise Brown, underrated wide receiver. Um, Still got Randall Moore, who can also light it up. But yeah, I think if they get the opportunity, Caleb Williams sitting there on the draft board, trade Kyler, move on.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't believe they will get the number one pick, though. As of right now, I think that's going to be the Panthers again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they took Caleb Williams just to take him and see what he got versus Bryce Young. But I do believe that they can still, be competitive because Josh Dobbs is a very underrated quarterback. He has been playing great and has been playing great against top defenses in the league. So I do still think they will be competitive, but it just won't be enough to get as many wins as they could have with James Conner healthy.
Thanks. I'm just scared now they're gonna like embrace the tank. Give them.
Yeah, I think honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if they don't bring Kyler back at all this season, just because they want a top pick.
Thanks.
But Gio, what's your thoughts on it?
So, I do believe that this is a big hit for them. Yes, he was a good running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers when he was a Pittsburgh Steeler. So going down to Arizona and resurrecting his career like he did, I really like that. But at the same time, they really weren't heading anywhere, right? And it's unfortunate for him. But at the same time, give his body some rest. Hopefully next year they'll be better. And obviously he's going to be coming back this year. But I'd try to sit him as much as you can because he is really one of the only bright sides of the Arizona Cardinals right now. And obviously Dobbs is a good quarterback. He'll be a great secondary behind Caleb Williams, possibly, right? So we will see in that aspect of it. Rest, James Conner because he is the only bright side.
Yeah, I agree. If it looks like the season is not going anywhere, I'd honestly just keep Kyler Murray and James Conner on IR for the rest of the year and just
Right.
get as high as a pick as you can.
For sure.
But Arizona, if you are trying to compete, I'm a little too pretty to be a running back. But if you need a tight end, wide receiver, I'm here. You know.
I could also come in and be a wide receiver. I don't know what Gio wants to be, but I'll be a receiver.
Yep.
In other news, moving from the running back position, going to the receiver position. Justin Jefferson Jr. is out.
Yeah,
Is it time for Kirk Cousins to get traded?
I believe it is because by the time that Justin Jefferson can come back, I don't believe they will have more than 3 wins max. And at that point, I don't know if it's really safe to bring Justin Jefferson back if you're just going to tank the season anyway. Like, why would you make him make his hamstring worse? So at this point, I feel like not a full rebuild, but a rebuild at quarterback wise would do the trick for the Vikings for next season. And they can see what they got next season instead of this season.
Could you see him going to the Jets?
I could see that. But what are the Jets giving up is the question.
Do they have anything to give up? They have nothing at the moment that they
Not
want to
really.
give up. They got Zach Wilson. That's just about it. That they're thinking about moving. If I'm
Draft
Kirk
capital.
Cousins, oh, go ahead.
Draft capital, yeah.
Right.
First, third, fifth.
But I don't believe, to be honest, I don't believe Kirk Cousins would want to go to the Jets because he knows that when Aaron Rodgers comes back, he's just going to be on the bench.
Yeah,
Right.
but he's
So,
a free agent after this year, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
so if I'm Kirk Cousins, there's only one spot where I want to go right now. And that spot would have to be, I would say New York. As of right
Yeah.
now, I think New York, they're a quarterback away from being a playoff team.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree with that.
that'll help resurrect that offense, right? On the Giants, and then get rid of Daniel Jones, which obviously isn't performing to his standard this year. And then hopefully get Darren Waller going, Darius Slayton. I think, as we all know, he is the most average quarterback of all time. And he will be the most consistent you'll ever see a quarterback. And that's exactly what the Giants need right now is consistency. They don't need a star. They do need Kirk Cousins, the most consistent quarterback of all time.
I think a New York team, but I think it's the other New York team. I think him going to the Jets would be best for him right now. And then he can just walk out. Yeah, but he can walk out after this year because he's a free agent.
He can, but do you really? I don't think they have enough.
I feel like they have more draft capital that the Vikings would be interested in than the Giants do.
Right. I can see that.
And so I think that would be the best place for him just because they are a quarterback away from making the playoffs. I believe that defense is absolutely insane. They just need a quarterback that can get Garrett Wilson the ball consistently. And we've seen Kirk Cousins do that with Justin Jefferson. I believe it wouldn't be as successful with Garrett Wilson, but he would still get him the ball enough times to get enough wins to make the playoffs.
Right.
See, my thought process is I don't know if this team necessarily thinks they need a quarterback, but they need a real quarterback. If they had a real quarterback, they could actually be a good football team. It's another New York team, just not the Jets or Giants. The
Oh
Buffalo
my
Bills.
goodness. He's saying for Josh Allen.
I'm just saying, like the Bills, they got Stephon Diggs, a top wide receiver, comparable to Justin Jefferson.
Oh my goodness.
They've also got a solid defense.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'll just go along with it for the ride. Him and Diggs do have chemistry. They did play with each other. That's all I'm gonna say.
And if Buffalo realizes, hey man, we actually could have a chance at going to the Super Bowl this year if we just go get Kirky Cousins for this 1 year.
Is it time to quit on Pickett? Because I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Kenny Pickett.
You're wild.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Right now,
Yes.
Yeah, but Pickett's ceiling is 10 times higher than Kirk's.
Yeah, but how long do we have with this defense?
You have a long time, I promise.
I mean, we
Would
could
you-
get
would you
more. We
trade-
can get more than Kirk from the Vikings.
Yeah, but they're not there's no defensive players that you would want on that Vikings defense is one of the worst in the league.
I'm not talking about defense. I'm not talking about JJ either.
Who you're trying to get?
I mean, I know Dalvin Cook was their number 1 running back last year, but this kid's pretty nice.
Madison?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I
Listen,
like
listen.
Warren, and I think it would give Najee the competition that he needs to step up his game.
I think you guys should stick with Pickett. That's all I'm gonna say.
You best be careful with that trade and Pickett talk. Next thing you know, you're gonna trade Pickett for Jimmy G.
You know what it is? It's pick six it. It's pick six it. Because that's every time. He's gonna just pick six it.
Would you rather have Jimmy G or Josh Allen?
I'll be fine with porno Jimmy.
Huh?
No, you would not be fine with Jimmy. I promise you that.
You would not want either of those quarterbacks because either of them should not be starting in the NFL,
Especially Jimmy. Let's be real.
especially Josh Allen.
Okay.
Pickett's already better than both of them.
Especially Josh. I can't take that. He said especially Josh Allen with a straight face.
But
Honestly, I would throw in the Jaguars Josh Allen at quarterback before I'd throw in the Buffalo Bills Josh Allen at quarterback. He's so bad.
God. Oh my God, bro. Okay.
Like, he's not even the top.
Moving on.
Going back to Justin Jefferson. I do believe that even if they don't move on from Kirk, this very much hurts the Minnesota Vikings. They do have a great rookie receiver in Jordan Addison, who they drafted. So they're lucky they drafted him. He's had a great year, and he will have great stats without Jefferson. But I don't believe it will be enough to get them enough wins to make a playoff push.
Agreed.
Facts.
Do you guys sit out Justin Jefferson if the season's going south when he can come back?
Of course.
Who's in the Vikings division?
The Packers, the Lions, and I forget who else.
Not
Packers,
those.
Lions, and Bears, right?
Bears, yeah.
So
So the Lions are obviously number one, and
gonna
they're tied
take
for
the
last.
division.
They're tied for last with the Bears right now.
I
I don't
mean,
know, bro. It depends.
Lions
Me-
got that on lock, as we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me personally,
Tenure.
I'm not. For me personally, I am not bringing Justin Jefferson back and making a hamstring worse because hamstrings are very hard to come back from in the first place.
For sure.
Look at Mike
I-
Thomas.
What?
Look at Michael Thomas. He's still ain't recovered.
I mean,
That's true.
he has and he hasn't. He showed glimpses.
He's been decent this year. I'll put it that way.
I would say
For what, 2 more games?
I would sit him just because there is no reason to play him, right? He is the best wide receiver in the league, arguably, right behind Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp. So
Jalen Waddle.
I honestly believe, as of right now, as of right now, I believe that Justin Jefferson is over Cooper Kupp, personally.
Overrated.
Over Cooper Kupp.
No. You cannot put him over the Triple Crown.
I have.
I mean, yeah, apparently you can say you
He's
have.
He's the second
I
best
have.
receiver.
But what has he shown you? The Cooper Cup 2 years ago got the Triple Crown.
To me
Oh.
personally,
I mean,
he's
yeah,
just
he
better.
sits out 1 year. He is better. My goodness, Cooper Cup put up nothing last
Bro,
year.
I had him as number 2. I had him as number 2 last year too, personally.
Cooper Cup is a
Jalen
better
Waddle's
wide
number
receiver.
1.
Okay, let's calm down over there, Dolphins.
All right, Cheetah. All right. We already know what you got.
Cheetah's number 2.
No, he's number 1.
Oh,
Waddle's
Jalen?
No, Jalen's not even top 3.
Whoa.
He's top. He's like top 7.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like top 2.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh, bro.
Tyreek. You got Reek. You got
Reese and Waddle. Debatable between the two.
JJ. You got
Cooper Cup.
You
I mean,
got Devontae.
yeah, I'll still throw Devontae in there. Huh?
I don't know who these people are.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Devontae
I've never
Adams.
seen
moving
Caleb.
on. But keep going, Gio, to what you were saying about why you were sitting him out, why you would sit him out.
I would just sit him out because there's no reason to, right? You're not going into the playoffs. Even if you go into the playoffs, you see the competition you have. And yes, I like to see the fight in the Vikings, but realistically, if you really want to go ahead and build a championship type caliber squad, you need a healthy Justin Jefferson. And if you do not have that, then there's no point in going ahead and fighting for that, playoff berth and then losing in the first round to either the Lions or possibly, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe that bringing him back would be safe, especially for Justin Jefferson, because I feel like if he did try to play through it to push his team to the playoffs, even given how competitive he is, he will try. But it's just the re-injury risk is way too high for me personally.
Right. So,
what's your closing thoughts over there, Mr. Dolphins?
If y'all manage to win 1 to 2 games while he's hurt, then I think you try to put him back, especially if your goal is to keep Kirk the whole year.
Yeah.
And try to compete. But if y'all go winless when he's hurt, you have to just rest him a little bit or give him cut snaps and then trade Kirk and blow it up.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think they should trade Kirk?
So
yes.
he froze.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the Vikings 4 games that potentially could Justin Jefferson. He's out for 4 to 6, but we'll say 4. They play the Bears first, so that could be a win. Then they play the 49ers. That's an obvious loss in my opinion.
Yep.
Then they play the Packers. That could be 50-50. The Packers is 50-50 for me because they have very inconsistent.
Could be lost.
And then the Falcons, they could beat the Falcons. So they could go 2-2 realistically.
Are the Falcons home?
They are home.
So you're looking
he's
at what,
5-0
with that?
If they go 2-2, they would be 3-6, I believe.
I don't think you let JJ play. You keep Kirk that whole year trying to compete for that Super Bowl. Do I think it's smart? No, I think they should trade him now. But I think they will keep him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're going to keep him as well, just mainly because I don't believe any NFL team will take that contract that Kirk has right now. So they're going to wait for him to go to free agency and then give him a more favorable contract for their cap space.
Thanks.
But any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
Besides the fact the Bills are overrated, Miami's extremely underrated. The Niners are underrated. Tua is underrated. Brock Purdy's underrated. Jalen Waddle's underrated.
Gio, you got anything closing? Anything, realistically, that's closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Let's see real quick. I'm hating what we're getting for Thursday Night Football. I really don't think we're getting, what we deserve as fans. We need those games, and especially Thursday night. We're getting great Monday night games, some of them, right? Obviously Sunday, but those Thursday night games have to be better, and I think that's what has to be worked out in the upcoming season.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really understand why they're putting the worst games on Thursday night. I feel like the worst game should be at Sunday at 1, to be honest, just because then people have a variety of games to watch without having to watch that awful game. But if you put it on Thursday, we have no choice but to watch it. So I agree. We need more coverage, better coverage on Thursday Night Football.
For sure.
Do you think Miami should only play on Thursdays?
If you want them to, yeah, go ahead. If that works out for your schedule, go ahead and email Mr. Roger Goodell and say, schedule the Dolphins for every Thursday.
I could pitch him to it. I'll be like, hey man, these Thursday night games, kind of boring. Not the best quality of games, Mr. Goodell, who is your most exciting, the most explosive offense, the best team in the entire world?
The
No, you know
49ers.
what?
You
You
want
know
your
what you need.
viewership all the way up?
You know what you need to do is you need to go
Buffalo
to those.
Bills.
You need to go to those NFL script meetings and be like, script idea. Dolphins play every Thursday.
They don't want it to happen though. It's Miami will go undefeated,
Okay, buddy.
even though they already are going to go undefeated. You feel me?
They already lost, huh?
I'm talking from here on out.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Gio, you got a segment over there?
Do I have a segment for you guys? Of course I do. Sneakers coming out tomorrow, Friday, October 13th. None other than Travis Scott, Jordan 1 lows. Yeah, I don't really love the colorway. Yeah, but it is probably one of the most anticipated shoes coming out so far right now, right? So tomorrow you got the Travis Scotts. You got, I think, Cherry 12s coming back with sneakers upon sneakers, which when it comes closer to that, we'll be talking about those. But right now, it is the Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. So tomorrow, good luck trying to get those. So
Yeah, definitely gonna check those out. In the video game world, there's one announcement. The video game Cyberpunk 2077 uses AI to replace the deceased voice actor, which I think is pretty cool. I've personally never played that game, but if you are a fan of that game, I would definitely recommend getting that update and checking that out.
As well. In music, I'm gonna shout out Denzel Curry, Scory, the Kid Leroy's about to drop a new album next month. Yeah, that's music.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let us know if you like my trolling style or not. Um, leave a comment if you agreed with us or disagreed with us. Like I know you're gonna agree to Josh Allen on the Jags being a better quarterback. So just confirm that in the comments for me, and make sure to G it.
hey guys, like three wise men once said, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.